Hello and welcome to today's video. I'd like to thank Solbo for actually supporting this channel. And Solbo is a completely natural toilet fluid. It can be also used in the waste tank. It's environmentally friendly as it's made from completely natural ingredients. So if you'd like to know more about this product, there'll be more at the end of the current video, and there will be links below. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Abenteuer und Allrad, the largest RV off-road event in the world. Today it's going to be 35 degrees centigrade. The hottest day, not only this year, but for a very long time. And what more could you want on a day which is 35 degrees centigrade than a nice hot fire? And so, I must point out though, when I was here last time, it was October, and then I saw this for the first time. It was freezing. Anyway, that part. Here's Jimmy. What we're looking at here is putting an oven like this into an RV. Jimmy, what is this?
So the wood burning stove is called tiny tube. It's relatively small, especially for the bigger vehicles. It's perfectly fine. For smaller vehicles, we make to do some spacing and be a bit more deep into the planning, so it can fit inside.
So when somebody's building the van, that you would then put this in the very beginning.
Yeah, that would be the best solution. Yeah. Otherwise, it's kind of difficult to find a
space. Oh yeah, sure. No, I agree. It may look small here, but when you're trying to in like a 7 meter by 2 meter van like mine, it would be hard to find a space for it. Yes.
So, and what does this stove makes good for the vehicles? It's first we have the hot air. It's for heating up your vehicle fast, especially in the winter times when it's cold and you're going back inside your vehicle. You need to have it very quickly heated up, so it all feels cozy and comfy inside. So, but we also have the radiant heat. It has a mass of 111 kilograms. So if the stove is heated up after 1 to 2 fires inside, then it will store the heat for up to 7 hours.
Yeah, so you leave it on at night and then...
yeah, that's the conclusion. So you heat it up and then put it in, and you will feel cozy and comfy all night long. And in the morning when you wake up, you can still have a little bit heat, and it's just good to go. So this is the heating part of the system. But what truly makes it special, especially in small living rooms, you have to have more function in addition to the heating part. So we can cook on top of it. Like if I heat up the stove in the morning, I can do my coffee on top, and then at midday I kind of get hungry, so I can grill and do barbecue inside the round fire combustion. The round fire combustion is really, it's like an Italian pizza stove, pizza oven. So it's round. The radiant heat is central, right back to the pizza, or making bread, doing some sausage like we will make later.
Yeah.
So on the functionality, that's the best part of it. And here with my RV, it's an old fire truck, Daimler. I did it as a outdoor kitchen, because in the summer, like 35 degrees Celsius, a little hot if I make fire inside my RV. So I put it outside. It's like a slide out, so I can make a fire. After that, just put it in for the night and ready to go. So what's also nice to see is our chimney. It's an isolated chimney. which can be folded, so it's ready to go in like half a minute. So I have a lot of add-ons for the cooking part. A grill and a Dutch oven, you can say though, or with our here inside the bag is a stone.
Yeah.
For the pizza or for the bread, baking bread. So the heat, the wood is burning now, and it's like 700 to 900 degrees Celsius, and these need to be exchanged with the heat exchanger. This heat exchanger is based on a rocket stove. It's like a long flame inside a small tube. It burns right at the cooking plate, and then it goes through around the flue system. There's a flue system with some additional mass inside. So that's for the storing the heat. It's like for storing heat, for cooking, and outside there's the convection heating part exchanger. So this one can do it all, making hot air, or storing the heat, and also cooking. So, and what's also very important for a wood burning stove inside a small living room or small RV is that you take the get the air from outside, so you can still breathe and the fire is still burning. So you have to get the heat from outside with an additional pipe. So the separated pipe. I can show you at our other vehicle.
Yeah, let's go and have a look at this.
That's a good example there. So if you look inside there, you can see the pipe. So now I get the air from outside, the combustion air, and then I preheat it between the mass, the inside system of the combustion chamber and the outside steel plate, and then I get it inside the combustion chamber to preheat it.
And here we've got an example of how it is in a vehicle which well, is almost complete.
Almost complete, yes. So, and this one actually have an additional part. So here this is the normal way where the convection air is getting out and heating up the room, but we can close it, and then with a ventilator system we can suck it out through here and then put it with the central heating system and get the air, the hot air from the stove wherever we want it, especially behind couches, and especially there where the mold is the most destructive. And if it's too hot again, then we can send the heat in our garage where we store wood which we picked up and it's still wet and we want dry wood for a good burn. So we try it with the heat of our stove.
Yeah.
So we are firetube. We do wood burning stoves since almost over 20 years. My father developed a modular system called the firetube, which you can see here. It's a modular stove system where we can fulfill all the needs the customer wants. It's like also the round tube where the combustion is, and then a modular system. We take the same combustion chamber, put it on top for a bake oven. And also we can do hot air, convection air, and more than that actually. So we can build actual masonry heaters out of that system. And since my brother and me joined the company 5 years ago, we constantly asked our father, what's that and how to do this and this one. All the questions and all the answers he gave us went in there and went out there. So it didn't stick inside my head. So he said, okay, I can't tell you what I've done I've been doing for like 20 years now, so you have to do the same things as I did. So he said to us, go make your own stove. And so for that purpose we did the tiny tube, a smaller version of the fire tube, with the intent of keeping all the good function and all that what makes the fire tube so special, but put it in an outside format to make it more affordable. Small power system like with 4.5 kilowatts. So now the wood is already burned down. We can see we have a nice coal layer here. So I put inside the grill, and now it's barbecue time. Some really tasty sausages. Put it inside there. Right, just a few, 1 inch above the coals, so it gets really hot and done in a short amount of time. So let's make 3. It's still early in the morning. Close it and wait. So now after approximately 5 minutes, the sausages are done and it's ready to be eaten. It's looking delicious. Whoa! It's just really handy to have it always on the spot, your barbecue. So I think it's ready to go. Very tasty, delicious.
This is the first time ever that I have accepted any support for promoting a product on YouTube. Now I've been on YouTube now for 15 years and I've been doing the Vanlife stuff for a number of years as well. The reason I haven't accepted support in the past is because I felt it had to be something which I really agreed with and a product I knew. So I had to feel 100% about recommending it to others. This is Solbo and this is a toilet additive. Now, what's the point of a toilet additive? Well, when you use the toilet, then it goes into a cassette and you have to dump the cassette somewhere. Now, if you just urinate into it, then there should be no problem. But if you put any solids into it, then it makes it a bit more difficult. Now, one thing you can do is if you have constant diarrhea, then you may not need a toilet additive because you should be able to dump it without any problems. For those of you who don't suffer from this problem, then one thing you might want to consider doing, in fact, one thing you're going to have to consider doing is using a toilet additive. Now, there's 2 types. There's the blue stuff, which is manufactured by a number of companies and it works pretty well, no problems there whatsoever with the way it works. Oh, there's the green stuff, which is ecologically based. Now, up until now, the green stuff didn't work as well as the blue stuff, but I think with Solbo we're now seeing a comparative working rate. It works just as well. So it's ecological. What it's got inside are natural soaps, it's got natural citric acid, it's got essential oils and plant extracts, and that breaks down whatever it is that you're throwing into the toilet or releasing into the toilet, I should say. And when you come to a dump station, you can just tip up your cassette and it all flows in nicely. Now you may say, well, I have constant diarrhea and so therefore I don't need something like that. Well, that may be the case, but one thing that this has got, it's got a rather pleasant fragrance to it as well. Now, I personally like the fragrance of the blue stuff, but I know I'm in a small minority on that one. One thing I noticed when I've been doing tests of really small vehicles, such as 5.5 meter ones above all, so as soon as you open the door, you have this fragrance, let's say, of the blue stuff sort of hits you. Now, with this one here, Solbo, it's got a more natural sort of smell. It's a bit like eucalyptus. I'm trying to find a good way of actually describing it, and the best thing I could think of, it's got these cough drops or these eucalyptus like sweets, and it's got this type of fragrance within the toilet anyway. And if you're in a small van, I bet it could fill up the small van. I haven't really noticed it sort of when I'm sitting here in this position, for example, but maybe I'm not using enough of it to actually notice. Next thing is it safe to use? Well, the thing with the blue stuff is there are good reasons to suggest that it may not be completely safe to use. I mean, it does break things down in a chemical manner. I mean, I'm not going to suggest it's dangerous or anything like that, but I don't think it is particularly good for the environment. If it comes into contact with plants or things of this nature, I mean, there's warnings that, I mean, if you get it in a fish tank or something like that, I don't know why you want to put it in a fish tank, but if you put it in the fish tank, then the fish will die. So this, as it comes from natural things, you assume that it's okay. Now the blue stuff as well, I've noticed I always get it on my hands. And not only that, I mean, obviously I sort of miss the toilet as well. Sorry, I get it into the toilet bowl. I don't miss the toilet, I miss the sort of the hole where you open up for the toilet. And it sort of stains, and it takes a few flushes for it to actually go down. I don't know if that's bad or not, but it's with this stuff, it's almost translucent. Not quite, but almost. As is when you dump it out, which seems a bit odd the first time. You think, hang on just a minute, I'm sure I didn't just urinate in there. But that's the way it is. The manufacturers say it doesn't cause skin irritation. I have never experienced skin irritation from the blue stuff, but I have heard of people having this problem. And let's have another look at it, because here it comes in two. One's for marine use and the other's for motorhome use. Now it could be that mariners use the toilet or they eat something a bit more dodgy, or I don't know, but it's different. This contains 40 doses, and it's dosed via this thing down here, this little tap. Now I know there are people who are suspect of these taps. Now, I previously worked in the packaging industry, and indeed I used to give talks being an expert. I don't think I was much of an expert, but I do know a little bit about it. This technology is perfectly safe, I think, to use. It's not, I mean, it's often used in bag-in-the-box applications, and so you get wine or something, the wine's in a box, and they've got this tap that sticks out, and you use it. In the company I used to work, where we produced blueberry juice, we used this technology, and I've never known the taps to go wrong in my direct experience. But when they first came out, I agree there was problems with them. I've heard of people saying they put something in the fridge or in the van and something hit here. In theory, you're supposed to knock both ends down at the pull them both up and press down at the same time to get it to work. So I mean, I do accept that these things can go wrong. Just as, I mean, if you don't close a bottle properly, everything will go out. But I make that part. Other than that, the bag may seem a little unsturdy because of the way it is. But I can tell it's made from recycled. It's green plastic. It's I think it's quite safe. So there are some observations on this, and as far as I'm concerned, I really do think it is a good solution for you. Now, it costs roughly the same as the blue stuff. There isn't much difference. Now, I do appreciate that if there was a price difference, that might be a problem. Although, I think if you're into motorhomes, then you probably like living in harmony with nature, which is what I'm in it for, really. I think it's the call of nature, this contact with nature and all the rest of it. So I think that protecting nature is something that I would want to do. Whether or not I'm prepared to pay a premium, yes, maybe I'm prepared to pay a little bit of a premium for it, but in all honesty, between this one and the blue stuff, there's hardly any difference. Right, so if you find that of interest, there will be a link below. It's not an affiliate link, it just tells you where to get the stuff from. I'm not on any affiliate programs at all, deliberately, so nobody can accuse me of trying to promote something to get the affiliate link. But I do absolutely believe in this product. So, thanks very much for watching. I am currently at a place called Alexa Camping, or Camping Alexa, in northern Poland, and you may have heard some of the noises on the outside from the campsite, but I shall tell you more about that in another video. So, there you go. This is about Solbo. Thanks for watching.